Hello and welcome back to another episode of Crypto Genesis. My name is Nico van der Berg and today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. So over to the chart and here we go. We have Bitcoin on the daily chart and something interesting happened. First of all, I want to say to everybody that subscribed, I didn't make a video yesterday. We're in the process of moving to a different house. So it's a lot of packing and organizing that's going on this side. But yeah, so I might not be able to make a video every single day for the next 2 weeks while we're doing all of this planning, but I will try my best to make a video at least every second day until the move is over. So with that said, um, I did take some profits of my previous short, like just exactly the way I said I would. I took some profits inside of this green zone where I kind of expected a little bit of a bounce. I just didn't trade this bounce because we were inside of this down slope here, so I never got any reason to enter the market for this bounce. So I do think we're coming back lower. This was a fear of missing out candle here. People just pumped the price up of Bitcoin quite a bit, but got stopped out right here because we got back into this liquid zone, this green box right here. And it's to be expected that some sell orders are probably going to be accumulating around this part. So we also still, if we close this 4-hour candle below this trend line, we are still inside of this uh, lower part of the falling channel, as well as still respecting this trend line as resistance. Also, if I can show you, I just drew it out again with a little clearer lines. You will see that we're also inside of this, you could call it a falling wedge pattern, and it looks like we are very much respecting that resistance line right there. And we're coming back down, and if price closes below this resistance line, I would expect the price to go lower again. On the RSI, uh, nothing much to say really about that. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for Bitcoin right now. Is I'm looking for it to come back down into my liquid zone right here at the bottom between 6,800 and $6,500. If we come back into that liquid zone and I see some reason to enter the market, I'm definitely going to be taking it. If we do get that low again, it does look like we will be printing some bullish divergence on the daily chart, which would be a very strong signal in my opinion, that we might be reversing and we might have the bottom here. And if we are going to have the bottom around this part, uh, between 6,500 and 6,850, if that is going to be the bottom for Bitcoin, I would expect it then to start playing out this bull flag and break to the upside. And our measured move, like we've done before, will point in the direction of about $18,000 a Bitcoin. That will take, however, a couple of weeks to play out since that is on the macro chart, on the weekly chart, right? So that might take some time to be played out. But after that play out, I do expect that we'll end up somewhere inside of this green box again in the next couple of weeks, maybe. Maybe quicker, maybe a little bit longer. And there's always the possibility that we might be moving sideways inside of this, between these two green zones, these two liquid zones. I'll show you guys quickly. It's very possible that we could be going sideways between $7,900 and $6,500. Very possible that we could go sideways here before we see any kind of major break to the upside and create a little bit of a bigger pattern playing out on the daily chart here. Some kind of consolidation pattern that makes it easier for us to trade. So that's also a possibility. Let's jump into the Dow Jones real quick. And as expected, we did come and wick back down inside of this green zone. Remember I said once this does start turning back down, and it did look quite toppy, we put in a bearish divergence. My previous video, I spoke about this, that we could be coming back down into this green zone. It also lines up with some of our major moving averages. right there. We've got the 55 exponential acting as support at the moment. So pretty much doing what we said. This would be a good zone to look at entering for a long position with very low risk to the downside. You could easily enter a trade for the Dow Jones at 27,320. Would be, in my opinion, a good trade. But remember, this is not financial advice, and do not take any of my opinions as trading advice. So that would be a good buy-in point, and you'll be able to manage your risk just below that little swing low right there. And I think the reward would be pretty good. You could easily I would put the stop loss. My position would look something like this. So what I would do is I would put the stop loss just below this green zone and just below these prior highs right here. And then I would target at least a move back up to these highs right there. So that would give us a nice 2-to-1, 3-to-1 almost risk reward ratio for the Dow Jones. Let's have a look at that as well over the next couple of days. Let's have a look at gold. Gold made it back into our white zone, like we said. This is what we expected. After looking like it put in a little bit of a bottom here, we did have a little bit of bullish divergence in gold. We came back down into this green zone, popped straight back up into the white box. So I'll reevaluate what's going to happen after this and what my direction is and what my opinion is on this. I just want to see in a couple of days what gold does on this level. If it does look like it's going to break to the upside, of also another bull flag, a little bit of a descending channel here, and technically a measured move on this would be quite a nice move for gold. If we were to break out of this falling channel, we could end up at about $1,655 an ounce. So that also, of course, it's on the macro term. It will take a couple of weeks to play out, maybe even a couple of months to play out. But that would be my targeted move to the upside. Of course, taking profits on the important levels. So, for example, if I do see a long position entry, I would take some profits off the table at these highs around $1,517, as well as $1,550. A good place to take some profits. Okay, so let's have a quick look at Nasdaq. There we go. So Nasdaq kind of going sideways here, like I said in the previous video as well. I do expect a little bit of sideways movement here. It's to be expected. It does look like we might be going lower, in my opinion. This does look like we could pop back down to about 102.20. So that's definitely a zone that I'll be looking for on the NAS. There's this nice little liquid zone right there. Okay, so that would be my target to the downside. NAS 100. NAS 100 is doing what we said it would do. It's busy correcting itself down. I would be looking for this to make a move back down into this green zone right here. Like I said in the previous video, we could be stopped on this green zone. Looks like we pressed straight through it. Never got any reason for entry. So it could go lower, back to 8,080, and as low as, I would probably say, about 7,950. So that's what the zones I'll be looking for NAS 100 to push back down to. And in the UK 100, this is something I wanted to show, is that we have broken to the downside of this trend line. So I would be expecting this to come much lower now, actually. Probably inside of this liquid zone right here would be our first level of support, and reevaluate what it does from that point forward. It does look like we could have a trend line running through here, if that is a brand new local low. So we might be putting in a triangle here, a descending triangle with lows, and the more we test this as support, the more likely it's going to be that we press to the downside on the UK 100. Okay, So that's it. So in summary, I think Bitcoin might be going range bound from this point, going to a little bit of an accumulation area, or not an accumulation area, an accumulation phase. Probably between 7,900 and 6,500 could be a range where Bitcoin could be bouncing between. Plenty of trade opportunities, of course. If we see clear rejections like we're seeing on the 4-hour right now, that does make me biased to the downside in the short term. So I'll be looking for Bitcoin to come back at least to $6,500 within the next couple of days, I would say. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the content, once again, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and remember, traders, stay in the green. So cheers. Bye-bye.